Sporty greetings. The Confédération of African Football has announced the postponement of the 2025 African Nations Championship. Such a big blow for football development in Africa. The question is, between Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, who isn't ready to host the competition? In September last year, CAF President Patrice Motsepe said this. Listen.
I trust President Ruto. Is there a lot of work to be done? Yes. There's still a lot of work to be done. But I trust him. Because he's a man of his word. And also because... sorry, let me talk about football.
After listening to that, I'm sure you have your answer. It's such a big shame that the CHAN scheduled for February this year has been postponed to August. Huge disappointment for football in Africa. The CHAN will be postponed because of obvious reasons. Lack of infrastructure, facilities, the stadiums aren't ready. There's also the inability to get the full set of teams, 17 available for now, and the competition need 19 teams. Now, CAF has decided to let the leagues finish in Africa and also to give time and adequate preparations for nations like Algeria, Egypt, and South Africa to prepare for the knockout games. And that's another issue entirely. Let's address this press statement from the Confédération of African Football. As I said, this is a big disappointment for football in Africa. Take, for instance, Nigeria. The team has been getting ready. There is a new manager, Eric Shell, who has been told to play a supervisory role for the CHAN Super Eagles. He has visited the team. They're getting ready. Not just Nigeria. I'm sure other countries have put this into their plans. And by March, you're done. Now, because of terrible planning with football in Africa, particularly when we put it on the hands of government, this setback is now happening. It could have been avoided. Now it's clear. Everyone can see why football in North Africa is winning. I listened to CAF president talk about President Ruto and how he trusts him and how he believes he can, get the infrastructure ready on time for the CHAN and ensures that it meets the standard. I understand diplomacy. I understand what Patrice Motsepe was trying to do. But look, for us to make changes with football in Africa, you should be able to step on toes. You should be able to tell people the truth. You should be able to look at them in the face and say, look, you cannot host. Can we go with Tanzania and Uganda if Kenya isn't ready? Tanzania, Uganda, if you guys are not ready, I'm sorry, we might just announce a new host. It has been done before. Why can't we do it now? Now you see, if you take this competition to Egypt, they can host it. If you take it to Morocco, easy peasy, the infrastructure is there. I'm sure if you take it to Algeria, Tunisia, they have the infrastructure in place. A clear reason why football in North Africa is winning. Without infrastructure, sports, not just football, is dead. Because that's the force right there. That's what enables athletes, players, coaches. The entire ecosystem relies on infrastructure. And shame that West Africa and East Africa is still backwards with this. And that's why you see some national teams in West Africa and East Africa, they cannot even play football on their home ground. It's really disappointing. And that's why when I saw the statement from the Confédération of African Football, as I say, this isn't the tone that we should be using to address this. We're supposed to have the CHAN in February. Now it's been postponed to August. Look at the distance. And with the work that we've seen at that stadium in Kenya, what's the proof that it will be ready by August? You release another press statement? It doesn't look good, particularly for league football in Africa. The CAF technical and infrastructure experts, they were clear. Like, look, you guys aren't ready. We can't do this. So I was expecting the press statement from CAF to say, look, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, it seems you guys aren't ready to host. If it is Kenya that is the problem, come out clear and plain and be direct and say it's Kenya. Kenya isn't ready, so we have to go somewhere else. It's pretty disappointing, because I was looking forward to this one, and I believe that the African Nations Championship, the template is good. It can actually be used as the model for league football development in Africa. Players can look forward to it and, see ways to showcase themselves. And at the end of the day, with the sort of budget put into it by country and the prize money being increased by CAF, it might just be a good way to develop football in the country. So when I listened to Patrice Motsepe in September last year and I saw his body language, I already knew that there's problem coming. That's because they don't bring everything to the media. With what he saw on ground and the meetings he had, he probably knew that it's not going to happen. And then so much has been going on. They're going to have the draw for the CHAN tomorrow of January the 15th, right there in Kenya. Isn't it a shame that we're having the draw in Kenya, and Kenya infrastructure is nowhere close to being ready to host the African Nations Championship? It's a big low for football development in Africa. It also questions the leadership of CAF, particularly in terms of quality assurance, in terms of planning and organizing, because CAF, you should be on top of your game. So we shouldn't be having this sort of thing. I want to read the statement of the CAF president, Dr. Patrice Motsepe. I am impressed with the ongoing construction and renovations of the football infrastructure and facilities in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. I am confident that the stadiums, training fields, hotels, hospitals, and other infrastructure and facilities will be the requisite CAF standards for hosting in August 2025 a very successful TotalEnergies African Nations Championship CHAN, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda 2024. Underline the key word in that statement, the requisite CAF standards. Are you sure that we can get that by August? That's the big question. But while we wait for August to come, this is already a big setback for football development in Africa, and the only organization that can put the continent back on track with our football is the Confédération of African Football. I'll see you again soon. That's it.